This is
Bad Witch.
or Ellis, whatever you want, whatever.
I go by many names.
So, am I the asshole for packing my kid an inappropriate lunch? I, 34 female, have a 5 male son who attends preschool. A few hours after I picked him up from school today, I got a phone call from his teacher. She made absolutely no effort to sound kind when she, in an extremely rude and annoyed tone, told me to stop packing my son such, and I quote, disgusting and inappropriate lunches. I felt absolutely appalled when she said this, as me and the teacher have up until now always maintained a very friendly relationship. She added that the lunches I'm packing my son are, quote, very distracting for the other students and have an unpleasant odor. I told her that I understand her concerns as the lunches I pack are definitely not the healthiest, but the lunches are according to my son's preferences. The usual lunch that I send him to school with is small celery sticks with blue cheese and goat cheese, kimchi and Spam. We are Korean and he absolutely adores this dish. Spicy Doritos, marinated in sriracha. I know, but he deserves a snack and I don't put that many chips in the baggie. I ended the call by saying that I very much appreciated her worries, but at the end of the day, I am not going to drastically change my son's lunches all of a sudden, and that it's not my fault if other students are, quote, distracted by his meal. It is very important to me what my son enjoys, and I want him to like my lunches. The teacher sent an email to me an hour ago saying that my response was unacceptable and that his lunches are just too inappropriate to be sent to school any longer. I haven't responded yet and don't want to. I want to maintain a healthy relationship with my son's teachers. I'm confused as to what to do. Am I the asshole? All right, 2 things. Ellis, you slapped your lips and then made like a noise, so I feel like you've got shit to say.
Get bent. So here's why. First of all,
That was eloquent.
that's a cultural thing.
It is.
Fuck off.
Mm.
Also, inappropriate and disgusting according to who? Because there's absolutely no talk of any of the other students having a problem.
Just the teacher.
It just sounds like the teacher has a problem.
Yeah.
This is the type of person who's going to complain that Mr. Allen, the math teacher, brought Indian food or some shit. Like, don't... I understand that some people are averse to certain smells.
Yeah.
If this were an issue where, like, other kids were trying to, like, beat up your kid to take his lunch, or, like, being shitty and bullying the kid, it would be one thing. None of that was stated. Not a single thing. It was just the teacher being shitty.
I agree. Now, here's my devil's advocate moment, and think about this. I don't think this person's the asshole by any capacity. So I will say, though, having worked in an enclosed office of a lot of people and having a shared common room or kitchen area or whatever you want to call it, that's adults, okay? Like, this is a whole other level of bullshit because, like, nobody wants the guy that brings salmon for lunch and then microwaves fish in the common room microwave.
Yes. But these are children.
Exactly.
You're lucky if kimchi is the worst smell you're going to deal with for the day.
That's the other problem is these are kids. You're going to tell me that that's the concern? Nah.
Who cares?
No, 100%. My boss used to eat a whole pizza and a half-gallon of milk every day in the office.
A man of culture.
Are they okay? Is that like, do they poop okay? At all?
Just a plug.
At all? That's a lot of dairy. A lot of dairy. The man is ready. So no, I'm gonna agree.
Yeah.
This one's short and sweet, I feel like,
Here's
but
the other reason that it's just the teacher being
shitty.
a jerk. There was no change this or else. There was no I've spoken with the principal and blah blah blah. It was just your kid's lunch sucks. Like that's it. That was the entire email.
You can tell they worked really hard to be eloquent on that one. Not to mention, as someone who does like goat cheese really doesn't smell that rank. Blue cheese can get a little questionable sometimes, but I would think that those two scents kind of, they don't like cancel each other out necessarily, but it mutes it a little bit. And the kimchi and Spam, like I could see that being like potent, but not enough to fucking ruin somebody's day. That's horseshit. And the Doritos and Sriracha, don't motherfucking bullshit me. When I was in high school, one of our favorite things to fucking go get from the cafeteria was the flaming hot Cheetos and nacho cheese. And that smelled like rank asshole when you put cheese on it, okay? We all fucking ate it.
If you were lucky, you could get like the taco ground beef in there too.
Oh, fuck. That was good shit. That was a good day. But that's the thing. And I agree. Like, why label the lunch as like that's the only word. This lady teaches. This lady teaches kids, and the word she came up with for this lunch was inappropriate.
Point to me in the handbook where it says that my kid's lunch can't smell like rank asshole. If you can show me the rule, I'll change it.
Yes. And I mean, Windingus is 100% correct. Like, this lady's busy worrying about the scent of a student's lunch, and we aren't even feeding students in a place they're required to be. Like, they're not opting to be there for a paycheck. Like, these kids are required to be in school. But please, tell us more about your concerns of this child's lunch, whose parent is responsible enough to be like, okay, I'm gonna give my kid something reasonably healthy, but it's shit he's gonna eat, you know?
Like, damn, at least the kid's eating. There's enough kids nowadays that don't even get lunch. Like, just be glad he's eating his food and fuck off.
For real. All right, I think case closed. I need like a slammed button right now, like in a gavel bang. Case closed.
Like Gary Busey pet law court or whatever the
Oh my god, what was that?
I don't remember.
That was a fever dream is what that was. There's no way. That was 100% a fever dream. Yeah, I think it was Gary Busey's pet court. Whoop whoop! What's up?
Hang on.
Single serving chocolate milks. I wish I could drink those. They make me sick. They make me physically fucking ill. Something
Gary
like
Busey pet judge.
Gary Busey pet judge.
This is a real thing.
No, it is actually. It's Gary Busey acting.
Being Gary Busey. That's it.
It's Judge Judy for pets, but it's Gary Busey. All right, next up. Next one up we've got. Am I the asshole for telling my dad he's not invited at my house anymore? My 24 female dad divorced my mother to be with his current wife when I was in my early teens. Growing up, we were very rarely invited at his house. I got married 10 months ago, and since then, he has drastically changed. He's constantly trying to be involved in our lives. He never cared when my brothers got married and told me it's different with me because I'm his only daughter. His wife still dislikes us, though. She refused to attend my wedding, but always tags along to never let dad around me and my husband alone when he comes to visit. I've been sucking this up for a long time now, but recently at dinner, I had enough when she tried to subtly pass mean comments about my mom. I told him to take her away from my house, and if he brings her along next time, he's also not invited anymore. He got really mad and said to my husband that it's his duty to make sure his guests aren't disrespected in his house, and he should fix my attitude. My husband told him that it's not only his house, and he's no one to fix anyone's attitude. He also warned him that he might lose contact with me if he keeps bringing his wife every time. Now he's upset that I not only disrespected him, but also painted a very wrong picture of him in front of my husband. Am I the asshole in this situation?
Let me tell you how fast that dinner table would have turned into a fucking Waffle House.
Not like standard midday, regular old good country breakfast Waffle House.
Night shift.
Like deep night shift, everybody's shit-faced, but like almost hungover.
The whole staff outside smoking till you pull up in the parking lot and
Dead
they're
ass.
inconvenienced and go the fuck inside.
They shake it out, drop their cigarettes, put it out with their foot, and walk the fuck inside. Like, we're talking about that level of Waffle House. I agree. Nah, that is some bullshit. First of all, how dare you stand in front of my husband as my father and act like I am somehow beneath my husband in regard to who owns what and that there's equal. Nah. Fire. And then on top of it, this woman is rude, makes questionable comments about my mother. No. See, I can understand being like, hey, listen, if this is going to continue, she can't be here, right? It's clear to me based on context clues in this comment that this girl's had issues with this woman before. Fuck that. No, not happening. I'm not about it. If my dad is mad that I am telling, and okay, so here's an example. Here's a personal life example. My dad had a wife that I was not the best friends with. The only time that we could tolerate each other 100% and it not come off as an inconvenience was when she was shit-faced. And that is dead ass true. Ellis?
Yeah, no, that's accurate.
That is the only time we could tolerate each other. But not once would my dad have disrespected me to that level because of another woman. Nah. That's your fucking parent, dude. How dare. So no.
The priorities are very clearly showing.
Yeah.
It just sounds like you don't want to be put in a home.
100%. Avoiding the old folks' home.
Surprise. You failed the mission.
Yeah, that's going to be a pass for me. So, no. I don't think the daughter is the asshole in this situation.
No.
Yeah, okay, hard agree. Damn, man. That made me mad. I'm like personally mad for this girl. Oh, man. Oh, no. Oh, no. I don't like the title of this one. Oof. All right, so this next one's title. Am I the asshole for expecting my partner to pay for damages she caused? I kind of already think I know where this one's gonna go. Let's find out. Me and my girlfriend lived together, and when we moved in, I brought a PS5 and new TV that we both use. The TV I had purchased a few months before we moved in together. My girlfriend was dusting My girlfriend was dusting yesterday and sprayed polish near the TV. Then she thought the TV looked dusty, so she sprayed some polish on the cloth and then wiped the TV. This caused the TV to get damaged and the colors to be messed up. I noticed straight away and asked my girlfriend what had happened, and she admitted what she had done. I put the TV on to see how noticeable it was, and it was pretty much unwatchable. I mentioned that it'll need to be repaired, so we took it to the shop. They said that the repair would cost just as much as replacing the TV, so I spoke to my girlfriend about getting another. She said either way, I'd need to pay. I disagreed since the damages were caused by her. So if we get a TV, I said I would pay 25% and she would pay 75% because of the damages. But if she chose repairs, then I'd expect her to pay the complete amount. She said I was being unreasonable since she didn't mean to damage it, but I don't see why I should need to pay when it's my girlfriend's fault we're in this position. She said she's not paying and that I'm an asshole for expecting her to. Am I the asshole for expecting my girlfriend to pay for damages she caused?
No.
Excuse me?
No.
What?
While I understand that it wasn't on purpose, you still fucked up. I could see maybe like half and half, but you're definitely not absolved from all costs. Well, also, like, I want to assume that people know not to put polish on a TV.
They don't, though. They don't. You know?
But they don't. And that's why I'm like, okay, well, it's not like she did it on purpose, you're right, but that also doesn't mean that you're just exempt from fucking repercussion. Like,
here's my fucking problem. Okay, here's my issue. Here's my here. First of all, I can't believe you put polish on the TV. You fucking monster. Anyway, I will say that there are people that exist that they don't know, right? It's just like people who put like dish soap in the laundry if they don't, if they're out of laundry detergent.
What?
Yeah, that's a thing. I've seen it. Putting dish soap in a laundry in your washing machine. Yeah. Don't do that. The amount of people that will what? So, no, so I can understand that there are people in the world that exist that know that that's, maybe they don't know that's a thing, okay? Here's my problem, all right? I don't think the dude's an asshole. I think that it sounds like they've got some communication issues and her expectations of it are trash. I'm just saying, and maybe it's the way I was raised, but a decent person is going to be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry that I damaged the TV. I didn't realize that would happen. Let me please take care of this. It may take me a little while to pay for the whole thing, or whatever the situation is, or even be like, hey, I'll pay you back in increments if you buy the new TV. Like, whatever, come up with something, right? But like, maybe, again, it's the way that I was raised, but I would be offering to replace the TV because it was my fault that it's broken. And that would make sense. So this girl's arguing about paying anything? Yeah, 100% the adult thing to do. 100% the adult thing to do. If he sprayed cleaner on my TV and my TV was screwed because of the cleaner, I would assume that he's gonna come back to me and be like, hey, so the TV, and I'm gonna be like, fuck. And then we're gonna either 50-50 the TV, or he's gonna pay me in increments if he can't afford it. Like, shit happens. I'm not gonna deny that. Exactly. Orlanchi is 100% correct. Like, the argument is it was an accident, so I shouldn't have to pay, which is horseshit.
Here's the thing, though. If it were our TV...
Thank you for the bits.
Then we could try to pay. Her argument is, well, I shouldn't have to pay for it because it was an accident, implying that it was his TV, which is his property, that she damaged. So you would have to pay for it. In either situation, it's not like there's insurance on the fucking TV.
Correct.
You broke it, you pay for it.
You still need to own up to that.
If you're in fucking Walmart and you knock over a monitor in the electronics section and break it, you still have to pay for it because it's Walmart's property. Nothing has changed. You just broke his TV because you were a dumbass and put polish on the screen. You still have to pay for it.
I mean, if you break your arm and it's an accident, you still gotta pay the hospital. That's a really extreme example, but like...
Yeah,
are you gonna tell your doctor, no, it's your stuff get fucked? Like, I don't... If you rear end someone, you're still responsible for the damages. But what do I know? I'm just a doctor. So yeah, no.
I'm not a botanist.
I 100% stupid. This will be interesting. This one's marriage related. Let's see how this one's gonna go. All right. Yeah.
This one might get personal.
A little, probably.
We'll
yeah, it's gonna. So, next one up. This is an Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for pointing out to my husband that he missed the turn? I'm immediately going to say, without reading this, probably not. But that's just like my opinion, man.
Let's read it.
My husband isn't the best driver. He brakes too abruptly, zones out, goes full speed on speed breakers, and will brake literally at the last moment. Well, I'm much more gentle. Not slow, I'm just a better driver. We've been married 4 months and got our... That's your first problem. We've been married 4 months and got our car a month ago. Initially, I realized I was pointing out his mistakes constantly, when he should slow down, what he should do, but then I realized it was a shitty thing, so now I make it a point to stay quiet no matter what he does. He enjoys driving because I have to drive every day to work, so when we go anywhere, he drives. Today, we were going shopping, and on our way there, he missed the turn that I pointed out. He said, we'll go from the next one, which took an extra 3 minutes or so. I didn't say anything the whole while. On our way back, he told me I'd ruined his mood because I kept pointing out his flaws in driving. And I was just shocked because, trust me, like, I kept it all to myself. The time he ended up in the turning lane for 5 minutes, although we didn't have to turn, the time he braked in the middle of the parking lot because he thought a man far away was being a shitty driver, the speed breaker where he braked so hard at the last minute that I jerked forward. I stayed quiet all those times. But he still feels that I ruined the trip. Am I the asshole for simply telling him we were supposed to turn? I take it back. Yeah, no, a little bit of an asshole. Well, like a tasty, like a morsel of an asshole, like a smidgen of an asshole, in my opinion.
Why?
Well, because there's ways to approach things in communication, and there's ways that you fucking don't. I'm in no denial that this man clearly is a shit driver, all right? Like, maybe he is ADHD. Maybe he's got something going on where, like, his processing is not quite the same. Either way, some of us, admittedly, and don't bullshit me, because some of you out there are shit drivers, period, end of story. But there's a difference, right? I feel like there's being the NASCAR version of a good driver and then, you know, a by the law good driver. It sounds like it's a little bit of both, because I think that he jumped the gun because he knew that this was kind of a boiling point. But I have a feeling that this didn't quite go the way that she's describing it either, which makes her a little bit of the asshole, and here's why. And I'm inferring, this is all assumption, who knows, all right? So I've been yelled at for stuff, right? I'm sure that Ellis has been yelled at for shit. It happens. My concern is, was she sitting next to him, sighing, and like throwing her hands around, and like throwing her head around and being like, ugh. And like if they hit a bump, she like glared at him and then just turned. So maybe you're not physically saying anything, but your body language can say significantly more than the words coming out of your mouth. And if he's sensitive to that kind of thing and to that kind of like emotional patterning, I would almost say that she could have approached that better and been like, hey, listen, I just kind of want to go over this with you because it's a concern and here's why. And like expressed her concerns. It's a communication issue in my opinion. And for her, in this case, with me being assumptive, I think it's a little dickish.
I agree to an extent.
Oh, good.
About the communication piece. But assuming that what she's saying is true, every day this woman sits in silence and gambles with her life while Discount Speed Racer tries to figure out how to make it from their apartment to fucking Walmart.
Oh, stop.
And with gas already back up to almost $5 here and who knows where else. I'm not trying to pay extra money and gamble with my life.
This woman could very well be exaggerating how terrible of a driver this man is. As far as his perception is concerned, he very well could be driving normally.
In which case, that would make her an asshole.
That's what I'm telling you.
Right.
I said that.
But on the flip side, if she's not lying, yeah, no, fair enough.
I almost feel like this one's a hard sell.
We also don't know how she said, hey, you should have turned here.
Right, exactly.
But the additional point is regardless of any of that,
Plot-holes.
This man was like, you ruined the whole trip because you told me I forgot to turn. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. It is not that serious. It is a turn into a store.
I give this marriage like
5 more months.
Maybe tops.
That's it.
Top
Y'all
6.
married for 4 months and you're arguing over turning into a fucking Safeway parking lot or
Nah. There's deeper seated issues than just the car, I think. Just maybe I'm a little assumptive, to be fair. I'm at like 6 years.
Like, honey, don't forget the kitchen's at the end of the hall. You need to turn right.
Make sure you turn right.
Get out.
If
you're that butthurt over somebody telling you to turn regardless of the situation, because let's not pretend that we didn't know that he was a shitty driver before we got married.
No,
So this isn't new.
no.
It's not like he just spontaneously became a shitty driver.
I like that, Arcance. We're gonna keep that. Schrodinger's asshole. We don't know. It could be one, it could be both, it could be her. Who knows? Schrodinger's asshole.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's my thing, is you're getting bent about it now, and the trip is ruined now.
And again, though,
we're missing pieces here.
A ton, because again, did he actually even say that? Or was this a conversation they had when she snapped at him?
Well, that's the tough
so
part.
There's like a lot of...
Some of these Am I the Assholes are like cap or exaggerated, embellished cap. So like, my big point is the trip was ruined because she told you to turn, and she's acting like it's just suddenly now a problem that he's a shit driver. None of that makes sense.
It's bad. It's bad.
So I'm gonna go with you're both the asshole.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like that's a fair answer. You're both dumb.
Oh, I don't know about this one. Okay. All right. This is going to be a little interesting. So, wow. Ready? Am I the asshole for pointing out how unfair this situation is? I am so excited. I'm not going to show you guys, but here. Me, my husband, my daughter, F15, went to a trip with my in-laws. We stayed at a home that belongs to my BIL, brother-in-law. It is not a secret to anyone that my brother-in-law favors our niece, F14, who was also there. My brother-in-law was the one who decided who should stay in which room. He gave one of the biggest rooms to the niece and gave one room to me and my husband and daughter to share. I told my brother-in-law that there's no reason for the niece to have a room all for herself. Let her share it with my daughter, but he didn't accept. So I told him to at least let us have her room and give our room to her because her room's bigger than ours. He said no again, because apparently it's the coolest room in the house, and the niece loves her room to be very cool when she sleeps. I told him this is ridiculous and unfair to my daughter, and that he's showing obvious favoritism, and the niece has clearly noticed it too because she was smirking the whole time. Everyone thinks I'm an asshole because it's his home, so he gets to decide what to do.
Yeah. Where's your name on the deed? You can sleep in the fucking barn if I tell you to, if you're coming to sleep over at my goddamn house.
This one's weird. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like this one. It gives me the ick.
Like, the favoring the niece thing is definitely kind of weird. But at the same time, like, let's not pretend that family members don't have favorites.
Yeah, but like, here's my thing. One, this whole thing's fucking weird and sketchy anyway. Yeah. Here's my problem. And again, maybe this is how I was raised, because we're kind of going back to the food thing, right? So, like, maybe this is how I was raised, or not the food thing, but the other stuff, the TV stuff. So, maybe this is me, but as a host, I mean, you can't tell me that you don't know in your house what the larger room is. And so on one hand, for his side of it, that's his family, that's his niece, whatever, you know, he gave her the room. If you would put all three of them in the larger room, I feel like that would make sense as a host, because you know that there's more people. On the other end, he's not obligated to give anybody shit.
No, this is an argument of manners versus my house, my rules.
Yeah, which is hard because it's kind of like, you know, do you blame the guy for having control under his own roof in his own home for his own house, right? Like, you can't really blame the guy for doing that. Yes, please, enjoy Skull Pixel. On the other end of it, though, I don't necessarily blame this woman for being upset on one hand as like a manners thing, but at the same time, honey, it ain't your house. Like, you don't get to get uppity and shit. If it's that big of a fucking deal, go get a hotel. Don't stay with them. I don't know what to tell you. So
I guess that's my thing, is nobody's making you stay here, and you clearly knew that he had a favorite niece anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
you knew there was shit bacon on the other end anyhow. You literally chose to be like, well, I'm gonna stay here with my family. Like, no, go get a hotel then if you know it's that big of a deal.
Like, if you want to save the money and stay in the brother-in-law's house, then you gotta eat it. Like, you're gonna be in the shit room with everybody.
I'm kind of vibing that they're both the asshole.
That's what I'm thinking.
One a little less than the other, but like that's just a family problem, motherfucker. Like there's nothing else to it, in my opinion. So I'm gonna say they're both a little bit of the asshole.
Kindly push the niece down the stairs, though, because if she's smirking,
that's some bullshit, dude. You're an asshole. You're
So, like,
also an asshole.
Everybody sucks in this situation except the mom's 15-year-old daughter.
This situation.
Yeah.
I also agree too. Like, who knows what the brother-in-law was like? Was he being a dick before that? Like, what's the story here?
Yeah, but if he was being a dick beforehand, why'd you go stay at his house?
Again, go to a fucking hotel. So the niece is the asshole. That's it.
Everybody sucks.
Yeah. Don't be a dick or Ellis will push you down the stairs.
Yeah, that's about right.
So yeah, no, I'm gonna go with that one. I'm gonna say that is a good, solid first episode for the beginning of the Am I the Asshole series. This will be both a video on YouTube as well as a podcast on something. I don't know. I got to figure that part of it out, but I'll let you know when it comes out. I'm going to try to do these once a week along with the Ask Aunty Ivy, and then just rotate those. But this will be an episode for Am I the Asshole specifically. I hope you guys enjoyed the narrations for it as well as the discussions. If you have your own Am I the Asshole stories, please send them to us via email.
I'll submit some.
I believe askauntyivy@gmail.com is still the appropriate way to do that. If you have questions, concerns, if you just want to talk shit and you want to make me read it, that's fine. But yeah, I'm always down. So I'm going to put both of these as an upload and also a podcast for you guys to listen to. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to go ahead and give a closing so that we have one available to us. I'm Autumn Ivy.
I'm Mad Witch.
Sometimes, also known as Ellis, also known as Twinkle Toes Skeleton. Just tack that last bit in. I hope you guys enjoyed very much the Am I the Asshole series, and we will be back again. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think, if we should keep doing these or not. But yeah. So.
Bye.
I want a ka-chow. I need ka-chow.
The ka-chow button.
Ka-chow.